as the wheels turn. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills as the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling as the wheels turn, streaming live we turn on us, so yes.
A pleasant good night, cycling fans and supporters. Welcome to the 122nd edition of As the Wheel Turns. I have a new co-host, Mr. D. Wade. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Before I get into the show, I just have two little things I want to address. I had a little personal issue and I want to apologize to anybody affected. But with that said, that's beyond me. Next thing, my previous co-host, Fitzgerald Palace Joseph, who was with me for so many episodes, have decided to move on. He have departed the show. But Palace, we had a great time together, a lot of fun memories, and we wish Palace all the best in his future endeavors. We'll support him, and we'll be friends for life. So Palace, all the best, my brother. Was great having you here on set. We got some sad news about the passing of Tariq Flowers' mom. Tariq Flowers, I don't know what's the name of his mom.
Yep.
But so our condolence goes out to Tariq Flowers and his entire family and the passing of his mom. And earlier this week, Stephen Jerkson, the mic man, laid his dad to rest. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with the show, on behalf of the As the Wheel Turn family, we'd like to offer our condolences and our prayers with our fellow cyclists and their entire family. Their thoughts are definitely with us.
Yeah. Tonight we have a lot of people buy food. You have Kevin Logan, and you have Bobby Sutherland. So
Excellent.
We're belly full. So thank you guys for him. I want to know some birthday wishes just before we get into the races. We want to say birthday wishes goes out to and not necessarily today is not their birthday, but during the week now we had Dylan Levy, everyone Dylan Levy out of Riga, Mr. Mark Wagner, a big supporter of cycling and As the Wheel Turns, Miss Joycelyn Lopez, she's a big fan of Valvoline. We have Quinton the Battle Samuel celebrated his birthday sometime, I think the end of last week.
It was nice to see Quinty out this morning. Quinton was out. I know he has been training quite a bit for cross country. I spoke with him a few times and he said that's one of his target race. So he came out for his birthday wishes this morning. No?
All right. And then we had Rick Castillo, my cousin, one of the guy that take me on the motorcycle. So those are the birthday wishes. We had 4 races. We started out with the Loans to Go /Series race last Saturday. So George, maybe you can You can put up the series, and so we could call it.
Right there, right?
Yes, yeah.
Andrew's been pretty busy here lately with races, being that the big Holy Saturday cross country cycling classic is coming up. All these guys are stretching their legs, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's races after races, and we want to thank the organizers of those races, everyone throwing races, C. Ray and those folks, and Mr. Guns and everyone else doing races now.
Oh, before we forget though, folks, we are in a new studio. We still set up so we don't have nothing in the back away, alone playing wild. We are in Barrel Boom Village, so we're coming live from Barrel Boom Village, and that's the hometown, the home village of D. Wade and the whole Wade family. So ring the belly, man, with the belly.
As the wheel turns, making it all the way to the village.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big boom.
Yeah, I want also big up Ashton Clothing for our attires. So yes, D. So like we had the series race. So do you want to call out the names?
Yeah.
So the Siri races, that is a race that every Saturday that's done by Siri and his family loans to go support that race as well, or sponsor that race, Mr. Tom Tillett. So I want to thank those guys. And after 23 miles of constant war on the tarmac, Andrew, when the dust settled, it was the old veteran Gregory Bullet Lovell.
Yes, man.
That actually won that race. So it's good to see Greggy making a run back. The old always consistent Brandon Catuso second.
Yep, Brandon second.
Yep, and the up and coming upstart Dijon Hyde
Yes, the
from
young
Rolling
kid.
Shutters. So congratulations to those three guys on their top three finishes in the elite race. You want to do the 40 plus?
So we have the 40 plus. We have Valan Sims was first, second Gravel Young, and third was Wendell Vernon. I wonder if the picture serves us right, because in the 50 plus, the position I have on the thing is they have you like third place.
But I was second.
Actually second.
Yeah.
So maybe the 40 plus was done the same way. So I'm just going by the pictures.
I believe Wendell Vernon was second.
So Wendell was Vernon.
Wendell was second because he came in with me in that finish. So Wendell was second, and then Greville was third, and Valan actually beat the top 40 plus guy.
Okay.
On Saturday, which was Iho. So that's a pretty nice win by Valan, no? And then in the 40 plus, shout out to the old master cyclist Barney Brown, who won the sprint. It was Barney first, D. Wade second, and third was Fred Usher. Good to see those guys still riding, you know.
Yep.
Those guys are seasoned elite cyclists.
Right.
So they're still riding. They've been riding for a good 30, 40 years, no? Excellent. Congratulations, guys.
Then we have 60 plus.
60 plus, yes.
Hubert Johnson. So
Yes.
that's
Nice
the
job.
Loans to Go /series. And then on Sunday, there was a Mr. T race down south, Riga.
And Andrew, you have the results
Yeah, so
for that, right? Okay, excellent.
Top 5.
Yep, so top 5 in that race was Aiden Bossano, first, second, Tamron Morris. We've been hearing that.
Tamron Morris is up and coming.
Yes.
Very, very great kid.
So kudos to those guys down south for putting in the hard work. Demille Williams, third, Angie Cruz, and fifth was Jarrell Martinez. Excellent. So congratulations to those guys.
And then we had 2 fast choosers.
2 fast Tuesdays. That's the one held in Santa Elena.
Right.
So that's from Santa Elena to the top of Mount Hope and back, correct?
That's all right.
That's a nice challenging race, Andrew.
So in first place, young phenom Derek Chavarria, second Silverback Javin Gonzalez, and third place Leon Leslie. In the masters category, Big Bad Gabriel.
I think my boy Bob kind of runs that category in Santa Elena there. So I might have to make a special run on a Tuesday just to maybe get a second place. Nice job, guys. They don't have juniors, no, in that race.
I normally see juniors. They're mostly elite riders on the side.
Elites,
Yeah. I 1 or 2 times I did see juniors and did some of the guys from Chavaria Cycling Club.
It looks like a nice race. I just haven't been up there because it starts so early, you know. It's and those guys, I think they get on the way exactly at 5:30. So
Right.
yeah, I'd have to go up from the night before, so it might be a little challenging, but might make a run and go for that second place.
All right, good. Sounds great. Yeah. And then this morning, Mr. Guns, the 134th running.
134th.
Yeah.
Big up Mr. Guns on his consistency.
Yes, but we have special thing because Herman Hio Kaboom Rick Kenya beat 2 of our top elite riders.
He has been riding fantastic. Anything, you know, hour and a half, he's been riding very well. So we got to big up Iho for his consistency when it comes to the shorter races. He rode a hell of a race today. He was active and aggressive from the start. So you got to give it to him, and he pulled it off. I was surprised at the end that he actually beat two solid elite guys in the name of Goran Gabriel and also Eric Trapp, who's been active for the whole race as well. I saw them, you know, when I was watching the live a little bit and preparing for the show, I saw them actually talking to each other, the two teammates. So I figured, well,
Some of the attack now.
right,
Yeah.
but it didn't happen. So I don't know if that was a lack of execution, but in my opinion, although, you know, Iho is riding strong, these guys are elite cyclists, and in order to compete at a high level, Iho, I'm pretty sure, is not going to be riding cross country, right? So to be able to perform at that high level, you have to use these small races as training races to really get your tactic right. What do you think about that, Andrew?
Well, it's important that the team know their players, know their you know, their riders, and what's their, because both Gorian and Eric are not top sprinters.
Correct.
So Herman is very good at the short races indeed, and so he's riding very consistent. He's riding very excellent.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you know, those guys might have had different plans as well. Maybe they were just training and working on different things.
Yeah,
And,
true.
you know, we never know. But it was an exciting race. But I think that when you get the opportunity to win a race, you
take
know,
it.
you take it.
Yeah,
Exactly. Especially elite against master cyclists, right?
Yeah.
So just I mean, that'd be our recommendation for future races like that.
Then Fitzgerald Palace Black Rocket, the first B, he won for first B, and young Jaden.
Yeah.
Jaden
Eck.
Jaden Eck. Yeah, Fitzgerald produced Jaden Eck.
Yeah, I think, Andrew, I think our friend Palas actually runs that category.
Yeah,
So
Palace.
every once in a while he might let in another guy or something like that. But nice job, Palas. Still riding very competitive at a high level at his age, no? So
Whenever you have man like Palace, Roque, Barney, they come in and feel so. These guys will always show up when it comes to sprint.
absolutely.
I see Palace sit down by seat and come all the way from the back. So
Yeah.
kudos, Pal.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's it for races. Coming up, races coming up. We have the Loans to Go / Series race this Saturday again,
Okay.
and then Sunday we have the junior cross country and the youth female cross country coming up this weekend. When we come off a break, you have names of the participants, right?
Correct.
So definitely we will share it. But we'll take a short break, and on return we have a guest in the house. So we take a short break. We'll be back.
This is a Soul Fire production. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live with Turtle.
Sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live we turn on us. So yes.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Also remember to like and subscribe. So just go to YouTube and like and subscribe the Ordonis Bike Shop page.
And folks, remember, we are coming live from Barrel Boom, our new studio live from Barrel Boom. D-Wade, you in your backyard, right? I think you literally can walk from your house to here.
Yes.
Or you almost could jump, right?
It's probably a good sprint away, 200 meters or something like that.
All right, guys. So we have our guest in the house, no stranger to cycling, no stranger to as the wheel turns. Alan Will, welcome.
Good night. Actually, I'm in need for take one shave. Then I'm match up. I look ragged. I'm in need for put on 20 pounds, fill out the face, leave it, shave my head.
Alan, you know what? No matter how hard you try, you know, I look good as me and
That's all right.
Alan,
I know some people still love me. Don't worry.
that's it.
we love you too, you just don't look like we.
Alan, you had some topics you want to touch on tonight. Maybe you could share it with the viewers.
Yeah, there are a few topics there, Andrew, so we could tackle them one at a time.
Okay.
Actually, but I was viewing your last episode and I saw that my name was under attack for no reason apparently. I think it's for no reason. But first of all, one of the main things that was the source of conversation on the last show was about vetting of foreigners who participate in the cross country. And I have been known by most of the local cyclists and some foreigners as well. I have been known as the person to do the vetting for maybe the last 15 years or so. And I wanted to clarify what that process is. Actually, initially, when we started with a vetting committee, it was myself, Marlon Smith, and Jeff Scott, the father of Kwame Scott. There was a committee for a simple reason, just in case somebody was too busy to do the vetting, in case somebody was out of town. But it was never about collaborating to make an opinion on a rider who wants to ride in the cross country. It was never about using our discretion.
Is it because your criteria was more objective?
It is a very objective criteria, and that is really what I wanted to say. I've been accused of being the one who doesn't want this one to come, that one to come, the other one to come. That's not true. Totally untrue. Unfounded. It is misinformation. And you have a lot of good cycling fans who love Belizean cycling, who tune into the races, and I want them to be properly informed. Actually, the rules that are set by the Cycling Federation of Belize, not by myself, rules that are set by the federation are handed over to me. and I follow these clearly set black and white rules in order to determine if a rider qualifies. It's as simple as looking up a list on our website. The only issue is somebody has to do the lookup. And anybody can do it. And you know, Andrew, Dwayne, the truth is, we have about 80 registered elite male cyclists. We have about 5 registered elite women cyclists, and they all know the rules. So the same thing that I do in my office or at my computer, any one of the 80 registered cyclists or their managers or their spouses or friends or children or parents can do the exact same thing and come back to me and say, hey, according to the rule, that man shouldn't there. According to the rule, that man should be allowed. So I don't use discretion. What I do is just a matter of that somebody has to do it. The presidents of the federation over the past several years, they have other higher priority tasks.
Well,
You know, and so they asked me, you know, would you be willing to do the check, the lookup for us?
the children are the boss.
Would you be willing to do it? And I have done it diligently for many years. And I can explain what those rules are.
Yeah, I was going to get into that. So the viewers know exactly what the criteria is as far as vetting
Our
is concerned.
viewers, fans can go and do the lookup and they can know for themselves.
So if you can just go over that guideline that you were given by CFB, so
Yeah.
so the fans know exactly, and they're not blaming Alan for keeping, you know, certain individuals out or excluding them from the cross country.
Okay, so the rule that has been in place for several years now is that we do not permit any rider who is registered as a professional with the UCI. Now the UCI has 3 levels of professional team. So when we say no UCI Pro, it means any of those 3 levels. The highest level are the ones that participate like in the Grand Tours and you know, the monuments, those big races. Those are called Pro Tour level riders. That's your Pojaka and Vingegaard and you know, Remco Evenepoel and that caliber of man. The second level is called the World Tour. World Tour is one step below Pro Tour. And are we off? Can I continue? All right.
Yeah, back on.
And actually, World Tour is a level below Pro Tour, and it works almost like the way, you know, the European soccer, how they have like one Division 1 and one Division 2, Serie A and Serie B, and Premier League and a little lower league. And the bottom, like if you got 20 teams in the high league, like the last 2 or 3 could get relegated if they don't earn enough points.
Sure.
And if one of the lower tier teams earn enough points, they can get into the Pro Tour. Well, that's the level of the World Tour, one step below. And then there is a third level that really, they are all over the world. They participate in races throughout, you know, in every region, in every continent, and so they are fittingly called continental teams. Those are the 3 teams that I look at. All I do is go to the UCI website. It's uci.ch. uci.ch. And there is a menu, and on the menu you can look up teams, you can look up riders, and all I can go and I can search by name, and all I do is check to see if that particular name is on a team registered on one of those 3 teams. And what I look at is the current year. So for this cross country, I'm looking at 2024, because you can go back, I think, up to about 10 years in the past to see their rosters on the UCI website. We look at the current year and the previous year. So what we do is we don't allow any riders on a professional team who has been on a pro team current year or previous year. So all I look up is 2024 and 2023. If their name doesn't appear, good to go. If their name appears, it will say which team they are registered on. So if anybody challenges it and said, no, you make a mistake, I can say, yeah, you're right, on so and so team.
Mm-hmm. So let's say, for example, a guy like Taylor Finney, who has been out of cycling for 5 years maybe.
Yeah.
3 to 5 years for sure.
He won't appear in 2024
so
or
he'd be vetted to ride in Belize, to race in Belize if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay.
According to the rule.
According to the rule that you.
According to the rule.
That's
now there was a big controversy about one particular rider, and I was accused of blocking a rider who hasn't been on a pro team for 20 years. The one particular rider, I think I can call the name, Clayton Travis. He was on a continental team 2 years ago in 2022. So he was not on a continental team either this year or last year. He's on a club team now, which is a lower level. It is a level similar to, we're familiar with Miami Blazers that Oscar is on. It's like a domestic pro team, a local pro, but not a UCI pro. So Clayton Travis might be on a team like that now, but in 2022 he was on a continental team. And the federation had asked a second person to work along with me, and that second person just happened to misinterpret the rule, the 1 year removed rule. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason was Andrew and Dwayne, because at one time prior to 2015, the rule used to be current year plus 2 years removed. And then in 2015, they changed it to current year and 1 year removed. So I think this person probably still was thinking, because he hadn't done vetting ever, because I have always done it. And so he probably it was just a misinterpretation or a confusion or a memory lapse. But it was an innocent mistake. I approved Clayton Travis. I said, yes, he's good because he's not on a continental team this year or last year. He was on 2022, and the other person said no, but he was on a continental team in 2022, so he can't go on. I corrected it. We corrected it. We passed on the information to the persons requesting Clayton Travis to arrive. But apparently before it was corrected, word got out. Mm-hmm. I don't know for what reason that this information just spread to somebody's ear, mm-hmm. who made a big deal or a big stink of it. And I will address this in just a second. But Clayton Travis is permitted. I did vet him correctly, but again, somebody who wasn't accustomed to doing the vetting was just misinterpreted it as 2 years removed rather than 1 year removed. But we fixed that.
Okay.
The question about Justin and Corey Williams, Corey and Justin were on continental teams last year. I think Corey has moved off and been now in charge of the Miami Blazers, which is not a continental team, but technically he would not qualify under our rules. But part of our rules is that we don't hold Belizeans to this rule, that any Belizean qualifies. And although Corey and Justin are not born in Belize, they weren't raised in Belize, they don't live in Belize, they don't race in Belize, but they are naturalized. They are naturalized Belizeans.
They do race in Belize, and they do have Belize license.
Well, I can't speak about their license, but they are naturalized Belizeans, so we treat them as Belizeans. And there is an exception, and it is a black and white rule as well. Any Belizean could participate. So whatever rule we set for foreigner, doesn't apply to Belizean. So again, it's a clear black and white rule. So I don't need for vet no Belizean.
Right.
I don't need for vet, well, they still ask me to vet juniors. But juniors are not allowed on UCI professional teams. So vetting juniors is really just a matter of confirming the age.
Right. Yeah.
You're either a junior or you're not a junior. If you're a junior, you could be the world's best junior. We have no rule to block juniors other than proof that you are a junior or not a junior, which is simply a matter of age. If you're born in 2006 and 2007, you're a junior this year. If you're born in 2008 or 2009, you are a youth. And so if you are from 2006, 7, 8, or 9, you are allowed to ride in the race. That's the vetting I do. Plain, simple, any of you can go out and do it. So any accusation that I try keep out, man, really it is misinformation.
Well, Alan,
and fallacy.
I had a discussion with a former president of the Cycling Federation, and he made me aware. I didn't know all these things, and he made me aware. So basically, Alan throw you under the bus, you know. You get
They throw me under the bus. Yeah, I know.
So, and when he told me those exact things, and I said, well, it's the CFB that regulate these rules, and so you have to abide. So now that you explain, I understand. I was of the opinion that you just go and, oh, okay, this man is good or whatever. So
Well,
now that you explain about the 12 months.
Exactly. People out there, the cyclists know, Andrew. The guys who they out there, the race know, because when names come out, then up on the computer they check. Right?
Quick,
And I know that then they out there they check because somebody contact me.
quick question, Alan. Not to cut you off. Quick question. As far as the same criteria goes when it comes to pro teams, right? And no pros are allowed. What's the what's the criteria around teams? How many?
There is a rule about teams. Before I answer that, stick a pin.
Okay.
Somebody is asking, Belize Cycling, you don't need to hide a name. You can let us know who you are, Belize Cycling. Can the rules be revised? Of course it can be. But I am not the one who revises it. I don't create the rule. I don't propose the rule. I don't suggest the rule. I don't pass the rule. I had the authority to do it last year when I was in the federation. We kept it the same. In fact, we expanded and we started to allow, actually there was also a rule that Belizeans can ride with foreigners. We expanded to allow Belizeans to ride with foreigners if the Belizean is on a foreign team. Not if they just go and recruit one mercenary, but we did it as a special case because we had Oscar Quiros and Kaya Katus join foreign teams. And so we looked at it and we said, you know what, G-Flow got 10 man. You know, Westrack at the time was sponsoring a team. They had about 8 man. You know, Shatters had about 6 or 7 man. So we say, what happens when Oscar Quiros joins a foreign team? Then he has to come and ride as one lone ranger. It's unfair to him, even though he has joined a pro team. Not a UCI pro, by the way. He's a domestic, what they call a US domestic pro. It means it's pro for the US, but not registered with the UCI. So that is a level that we do allow. But it's unfair for Oscar, being a member of Miami Blazers, to come home for a race and have to race against 10-man G-Flow.
Makes sense.
And so we said, why should, just because he's good enough to catch a foreign team, he has to become a lone ranger at home? We allowed him to bring up to 2 teammates because our policy was that foreign teams could have 3 members. So a local, if he's on a foreign team, could bring 2. If we had 2, like Justin and Corey, we allowed them to bring 1 because I done 2 Minepan Legion last year. So they brought in a 3rd, Jason Paez. But in any case, we still treated them as a foreign team, that they could bring up to 3. But we did allow the Belizean on that team to bring a foreign teammate so that they wouldn't have to ride as a lone ranger, or in Justin and Corey case, they would just be
And
as a pair.
to the best of your knowledge, that rule carries over to this
To
year
the best
as well.
of my knowledge, the president in place now has expanded it to 4. So it's gone, and so that's a new rule this year, that he's taken it from 3 foreign teammates to 4 foreign teammates are allowed.
I wasn't aware.
In
Were
our
you, were you,
local
were you aware of
races.
that, Andrew?
But well, I hear some story today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear some
I
story.
think, I think when these things do happen, don't you think, like, I mean, this is a great platform where maybe the federation should actually come on, like Alan is here tonight, being that he is a part of the vetting committee, explaining that. But
It
I
was
think-
announced, I know they announced this officially because I'm not a
No,
member of the
I know.
federation anymore.
What I'm saying is
But-
that you are clarifying the vetting that you were a part of last
Correct.
year, not this year.
Correct.
And what I'm
But
saying
I
is
do
that
vetting
when
this year as well.
what I'm saying is it would be of my belief that if there is a rule change,
Yeah.
the federation is the governing body of cycling here in Belize. If there's a rule change, I think the public should know.
Now,
And I think this would be a great platform.
let me just say 2 things about it. It was informed to team managers at a team managers meeting prior to Creme Classic. It was said verbally at the meeting, the technical meeting, or there was a meeting prior to New Year's Day, and it was verbally communicated to the team managers. But the second thing I want to say is, how many on a team is not my concern. That's not the vetting I do. How many, there was even a rule, actually, and this was in writing, and it had never been changed. So I can assume that it is still in effect because nobody ever said, we're doing away with this. But there was also a rule limiting how many teams could come from the United States, how many teams could come from Guatemala, for example. And foreign teams, no? Not Belizeans, but foreign teams. So we said, I think, and this was, I think, either Perry Gibson or Urson Butler time. I'm not sure which one was president at the time, but 2015 or 2016. Maximum of 2 teams from the US, maximum 1 team from Guatemala, maximum 1 team from Salvador, maximum 2 teams from Mexico outside of the Quintana Roo area. So they even limited by country so that you find 3 or 4 teams of Mexicans, and then you end up with 9 Mexicans in the race, and they work together. Or you find 12 Americans, 15 Americans, because all right, 3 per team, 5 team the call. Next thing you have 15 Americans, and all of them end up working together. So even that was a rule, but it's not a rule that I set. It's not a rule that I concern myself with. All I do, I look at each individual name they send me, Dwayne. They send me one name and I say, he meet the requirements or he doesn't meet the requirements. We rejected 1 name this year. And that's all I do. I look at each individual name and I say, yes, he was a pro this year or last year, or no, he wasn't a pro this year or last year, so he could come. And how they accept the invitation or send out the invitation, that for their business, no my concern.
Got it.
Right? So that's what I do. I just say, yes, he could come, no, he can't come, and they can forward that and say, okay, there are 4 men could come, but you know what, we only allow 3, so 1 and then have to get chopped. Or they could say, well, yes, you guys qualify, but we don't have 2 teams from your country as ahead of you, and we only allow 2 from America. Sorry, that's not my concern.
So Alan, with that being said, I'll put you on the hot seat now.
Go ahead.
Since you are fully responsible for the vetting, how many individuals you vetted this year and gave them the green check for our upcoming March 30th race?
Well, remember now,
Can you?
everybody I've vetted won't come.
I understand, but
Because, for example, last year, one team sending 9 names.
But my thing is, how many you approved?
This is what I'm telling you, that the number I approved don't mean all of them will come, because one team sending 9 names knowing only 3 would be able to come. So they just wanted to know which ones they could choose from.
Right, understood.
And it'll be the same this year. Some teams are sending more riders, but they just want to know what their options are before they make their final decision or purchase their plane tickets. And the federation still has to decide whether they will invite them in the first place. So yes, you're qualified to race. Doesn't necessarily mean that CFB will issue the invitation. That's up to them, up to CFB. I don't take part in that. I've vetted over 30 riders so far, and I can tell you, there's not a lightweight amongst them. I've vetted over 30. All of them are high-level
Solid.
riders.
Okay, good. That's the
It's
information.
a lot.
That's the information I was looking for.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, and you have a lot of information. We could have gone all night, boy, so we look like we are running out of time. What other subject you want to touch upon before I cut you? Because I need for a surprise.
I want to talk about the issue about, again, I mean, I don't know why I was attacked so much in the last show, Andrew. Not from you, obviously. One other attack was taking one of our very top cyclists to the World Championships last year. It seems to have been an issue for the federation to participate and to have us take a cyclist to line up in a World Championship race. I thought every Belizean cycling fan would be proud of that moment. They should have been. And I want to say that Derek Chavaria earned the right to line up in the U23 road race. No other Belizean earned the right. We could have registered other cyclists just for the sake of riding races. Only one Belizean qualified by points to participate in his event. And so we thought that he should be the one to go. And let me also tell you, Derek is a super talent. And let me also tell you, it did not cost the federation any money. So if one of the concerns is that we took money from the coffers of the federation to go on a jolly ride trip, that is not true. That would be misinformation if anybody were to state it. The UCI gave us the money for one athlete to travel. They would not give us for more than one. Hence the reason why some other athletes who wanted to attend were told that we can register you to get in a race. You don't qualify for the road race. You can't get into the road race because you don't qualify. But if you want to participate, it has to be at your own expense. We don't have the money for that. We had the money for Derek because the UCI gave it to us.
He earned it, he said.
He earned the spot and the UCI paid. And the UCI paid for me to travel. So we never pay for me travel neither. And the UCI gave me a hotel room. And the UCI gave us 3 meals a day. So, and we also got local sponsorship to fill in the blanks.
So I think that's a great opportunity
So
then.
why would we pass up the opportunity? It was a great opportunity for us to attend and participate. It was a congress of the UCI. And it was a great opportunity for Derek to experience the highest level, the very highest level. Not US racing or Guatemala, Mexico, Chile or anywhere like that. The very highest level. It was a great opportunity for him to see where he stands, where we stand. And so why would we pass it up if the UCI is giving us the money to do it? And they, for the first time last year, the reason they paid us to go, basically, provided the funding, the hotel room and the meals, is because last year, for the very first time, the UCI decided to have what they call as Super Worlds. So if you're familiar with World Championships, normally they have a track World Championships. They pick a venue, they pick a time of year, they have track World Championships. Then they have one mountain bike World Championships going on at some other venue at some other time of the year. Then they have the road events. Then they might have para going on at some other event. Usually the para takes place with the road event. Last year was the very first time they had what they call the Super Worlds, where they brought every discipline of cycling: track, mountain, gravel, road, para, everything, to one event over 2 weeks at the same place at the same time. And their intention was to have every UCI affiliated country participate. And so they said, some of them don't have the means, so we are pay for them come. And they offered us that. Why would we pass it up? It would be foolish of us to pass that up. And they'll do this Super Worlds every 4 years. So this year, next year, and the one after, they will do it the way they have always done it, where they segment them into smaller World Championship events at different venues at different time of year. But every 4 years they want to have a Super Worlds, where all the disciplines of cycling are at one place at the same time. And it may be that in 4 years, well, 3 years now from now, because it was 4 years from last year. But it may be that they offer us a stipend to travel again. And if Belize passes it up, that would be a shame. If they pay, if it's paid for, why pass it up? Why Derek? He earned the right. Why did I take Derek to Pan Am Championships afterwards? Because Derek 20 years old and he's a super talent. And again, I want to touch upon this as well. And this might be the last thing I really need to touch on. How do we develop a national team? Unless you have questions, you can bring up something else.
Well,
but how do we develop a national team, Andrew? I believe that if we are a world championship nation, if we are competing for gold medals at Pan Am, at least Pan Am, then you send the best rider of the day. That's my opinion. The world-class team send. Let me finish. Hold on. I had a guess.
Okay.
Sure. If you are a world-class nation, you send your best. If you cannot compete, then you need to plan to compete. And planning to compete isn't for next month or the month after. It is for 4 years from now, 6 years from now, and 8 years from now. So we are not competitive to get medals at Pan Am. And so if we really want to get medals at Pan Am, and you need medals at Pan Am to even try sniff one world championship in the elite category, if we want to be able to compete with the likes of Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, in the biggest races in our continent, Pan Am Championships is the continental races, we cannot send 35-year-old riders because their days are over with. Their development curve is on the downslide. Even 30-year-olds. If we want to plan, if we decide we are the best right now, we could send our team for wins, send them the best. If we are not there, then we need to develop riders who we think might be able to compete in 4 years' time and in 8 years' time. And that won't be a 30-year-old man today. That will be an 18, 19, 20, and 21-year-old man today. Correct. And so my thinking, what I recommended to my board last year when I was the general secretary we can't be sending older guys because their development curve is on the downslide. We need to send men who are on the rise, and let's see if they can ascend. Derek is one of those riders. JION is one of those riders.
But
Bubblehead might be one. Delton Rojas is one. When the young fellow Jalen Briseno, when he steps up into the elite, he might be one. And when you see that a rider is nearing their peak and isn't good enough to win the medal, you start searching for the next talent where they come up behind her. You don't stick with the older guys who have reached their level, but because that level right now, today, is the best in Belize, you say, well, man, they win 2 classic, so we need to send them. But they have one age in their 30s, maybe mid or even late 30s, one man go win cross country. It's a reward to send them. It's like part of the prize for sending out to the Pan Am Championships. But it's lack of vision to think that they want their own 4 years from now, 8 years from now, and that they will continue to ascend to be able to beat the Colombians. Mm-hmm. They won't. Makes sense. And if you think they will, you're the trick yourself. You're lying to yourself. So I believe, and this is what is necessary if we want to develop one true national team to compete on the international stage. Always search for talent. And once you see one more talented man to come up, where young, where in 4 years and 8 years might surpass what we have now, phase out the man there where they level off and slide there in until the next man come up behind her where they show more talent, and you slide here off when the next man come up where they show more talent, and you always deal with young boy because you always are looking.
Alan, we might have to transition into the next segment.
You always look for a team where to win.
Yeah, but listen.
And winning not happen now. So you have to be one plan for later.
Alan, we have to transition into segment.
Anyway, all right.
We love your excitement. Look, we love your excitement. We love your passion, and we are bringing you back.
And yes,
we talk a little bit more about
this.
Yes,
it does take money. It does take money. Nice. By the way, somebody mentioned that it does take money. Where we are get it from, I don't know. But let me tell you another thing about foreign rules limiting foreign riders, guys. Open it up, bring all kind of pro. That not develop the sport if they come here for 1 day, eat up all the money, make the first Belizean come in 25th. All it does will demoralize our riders. Yeah, make some of our riders decide, you know what, I can't compete. Even make I go stick to my job and make I leave money for my wife and picnic. And make I get out of this sport because they man where they come, back me up so cruel I'll waste my time. We need, listen, what's the word I told you earlier today? Our riders need to have a sporting chance. If we bring in, listen, again, so I'll be quick, then you move on to the next schedule. I could think how much man pan Valvoline can win cross country. All right, Oscar Quiros. How much man pan Alliance can win cross country. I mean, I don't create names. Everybody has their idea. You know, Bubblehead and Byron. How much man pan G-Flow, Derek and JION, 1 or 2. Every team might have 1 or 2 or none. We bring in 10 solid American and they win cross, and one of them want to win cross country, and that has happened over and over. Who doesn't believe me? Check the stats. When last one Belizean win before Oscar Quiros? You have to go way back to 2013. Darnell Barrow. Giovanni in 2012, and then after that one big gap, 6 years to Shane Vasquez. Then before that, 5 years to Jermaine. Then before that, 6-7 years back to Jermaine again. Bass, open it up and we still get back up. We win 1 out of every 7-8 years. And we must open it up because we need better competition. And we only win 1 cross country every 7 or 8 years. And you want to raise the level more? I mean, think about that. it's beyond comprehension. The number of riders by each team, Andrew, who could win 1 or 2, and we bring in a 4-man foreign team. And a 4-man foreign team unloaded 4 solid Guatemalan, every one of them 4 have the ability to win. We bring in a 4-man team with John DeLong or with Justin Williams, every one of them 4. Miami Blazers, every one of them 4. Now, not all of them will win, obviously. Sure. 1 man will win. And they will come with a plan where 3 of them might work for the 4th. But in terms of ability, every one of them 4 men have the ability to win.
They're better prepared than the local cyclists from a team perspective.
So when we say that our guys ready for open it up, bring 30, 40 of them, not care the level, all you want to do, you want to drive away sponsors. You want to drive away fans because they get fed up that the first Belizean come in 28th or 25th. And you want to drive away perhaps some talented cyclists were green yet and haven't reached their peak because they want to get frustrated before they ever are able to reach a peak. They want to decide, this is not for me, this is too hard, I out of the Valley League, so I can hang it up. When in fact, if the man staying at the sport 5 more years, he might throw up a hand 2 or 3 times. It will be discouraging. So we need to give our local guys a sporting chance to win. They don't win every time, but give them a chance. Open it up, they got no chance. Anyway, I'm done.
Alan, it was a pleasure.
I think nobody could say that I'm frustrated.
It was a pleasure. You know what? You did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. And Andrew, you have to bring him back. The fans are calling. The fans are calling for him. And
well, I heard that 2 weeks ago they weren't calling for me. They were chastising me. Well, shame on you guys. Support with locals. Support with Belizean brethren. Encourage. Lift up. Stop. Put down. Honestly, negativity no work. You know work no way. Not in your family, not to work, not in sport. Lift up, brother. Lift up.
I love that.
Anyone who are amused when they call people names and tease them and put them down and use words where insulting. It's not funny when it happens to you. Make we lift up. Make we lift up this sport. Together, lift up each rider and stop the nonsense of negativity.
Well done.
All right, thanks. I want to get off the set now. I don't want my wife tell me I talk too much.
I wish you had started on that premise. But yeah, love it.
Thanks again.
Thanks again.
You going to break or you want to just walk off right now?
We're going to break.
We'll definitely bring you back because you have a lot to say.
Yeah, man.
This is a Soul Fire production. Soul Fire production.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live we turn on. So yes, I sit and watch as the wheel turns. My bike is where I get my thrill. Up and down, riding through the hills. I have no fear as I climb and change my gear. Through the valley so steep, now we on the street. Yeah. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night at 6:30. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live we turn on. So yes,
Welcome back, D-Wade.
Here's
you
the-
hot just now. I will meditate down.
Yes, yes. Alan has never been one at lack for words.
Yeah.
So thanks to him that he, you know, you have to address some things, right? Obviously, we all have feelings and emotions, and when we feel like we're attacked, at some point you have to kind of let others hear the other side of the story. And I think that was his mission today. And thanks to you, Andrew, that you gave him the platform to do that, right?
Well, I spoke to a past president, and when he explained to me all the rules, then I realized, okay, the guys, the vetting committee, they turn on the boss because they say, here what, you do the dirty work, right? And so people say, oh, but they run by rules, and they're like, you know, if you're going to a country and I tell you, no smoke weed, no throw back out of thing, no this, you have to abide. And so I agree what he said. No? I understand what Palace is saying too, but like Alan said, that if you just bring in pros, what you do, you demoralize or riders because they get mashed up so bad, man said to a minimum right again. But you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, what I'd love to do maybe for another segment down the road is actually have a survey with some riders.
Some riders,
you know,
right.
And then when we have riders in, we can actually ask them those questions, what
Yeah.
they feel about, you know, riding with the pros. But anyways, that's gone. We're here to the exciting part, right, Donis?
Giveaways, yeah.
Yes, I know the fans, they look forward to this. So we have some pretty tough questions here tonight, guys. So get ready. All your famous winners week in, week out.
Yeah.
Number one question. Who is the... Okay, 1 second.
I think the question is, who is the first real official junior cross country champion? Who is the first official junior cross country champ? And you win that. Where you win the D, you win
This?
lights.
All right, so we're going to have some safety.
Yeah, you put this around your ankle and you put on the light.
Safety lights. I see a lot of riders. Andrew, there's a group that leaves city at 5 a.m. in the morning. So these guys, you know, hopefully one of these guys can win that.
And then you have a booty like in there.
So you're going to give two of these?
Yeah, so
Two of these away?
yeah. So
Wow.
the two.
This is one for the first question.
Yeah, that's for the first.
Wow.
For the first question. So anybody get that?
So you have shoe covers.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell, D. Bye.
Rosado.
Bye, Rosado.
He going.
Huh?
He going.
Yes. You see, that is true.
Fernando
I know
Rosado.
something, folks. They are all in that Bible. Everything, all the questions, most of the questions come out of the Bible. So go study it. It look like Mr. Rosado. He got a Bible school, cycling Bible school, because he know everything.
So Fernando has not only been riding well, but he's been studying very well too.
Exactly.
Congratulations. bro.
I bring a tip to put names on it to make sure we know when they call and get the correct. We got the correct winner. Yeah. So make a note of that he won that. All right. The second prize of the night.
What are we giving away for?
You have the Bible and 4 of the the first prize was given by Bulbo out of New York. The second prize, so you get a Bible and 4 of these liquid IV.
Liquid IV. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, I've used those in the past, and those are good. So,
This is from Mr. Ricky Pine out of New York, and this is from a good friend.
name the 2 cyclists that end up
In a dead heat
in a dead heat
for the whole
for the whole Saturday cross. What year was this?
All right, so I don't want to mention it. Yeah, so you have to go research it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the year. Oh, so name the 2 cyclists that end up in a dead heat.
I think it's the only one.
Okay.
So name the riders and win the 4.
So the cross
Because
country that
I-
ended up in a dead heat, guys.
Name the 2 riders.
So you had 2 first place winners that year?
Yep.
Wow.
And you win. So
See, I didn't know that. I'm learning on the show as well.
they used to talk about a lot of Kanto and going with the Kanto. So make we see if I get a winner. It's a pleasure having you here now.
Thanks, man. You know I love to be here.
All right.
I always have fun with you guys.
And the thing is, back here, I know that me have to head to the city.
Yeah, this is selfishly. This is good. This is good for me selfishly.
Yeah, you can walk home.
Yeah. Extra miles I could ride the bike.
Yeah. No winner. I said that's supposed to be pretty quick. One winner?
You have the bell, don't you?
Oh, have the bell?
The first two name, the first name there, right?
Yeah, Mata, yeah.
Alright, ring the bell.
And the winner, and the answer to those questions would be
Make up, put up,
Wait,
put up.
wait.
I was gonna say. Keith Anderson.
Keith Anderson, yes, Keith Anderson. He always win too.
so Duncan Vernon and Johnny Miguel, no?
That's the correct answer.
In 1960. Jonas.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. So a while ago. And number 3.
So the third question. Okay. What prize do I get for that? I think the prize there.
What else we have? Prize right here.
Okay. Okay, that's a mini pump. And how much are the liquid IV?
So we have a mini pump here, and we have 4 of these guys.
Okay, all right, for the liquid IV. And the question is, there was a father and son who won the cross country. Name the how you go? There was a father that won the cross country,
And his son came in
and he came in third.
many years.
Many years
okay.
later. Name that right. Name the cyclist that the first one, yeah.
Yep.
So you had a rider. The father won the cross country, and the son come third. But name the father.
Yep.
Yep.
So the father won the cross country, and the son came many years later. The son came in third.
Third, right there.
Okay.
Name that rider, and you win yourself that
Mini pump?
and the 4 liquid IV.
And they can pick these up at the shop.
Everyone's bike shop, yeah.
Okay.
So pretty easy. It's all in the Bible. You just go in there and research it.
And you have a sponsor for these as well?
This Erdo's bike shop, and
Yeah, one thing, right?
I didn't even say yeah. Just name the rider. Just name the rider. It doesn't have to be your name. The father and son, one win the cross country. The son come many years later and came in third. Name the father, not the son that came in third. The father.
Alvin Joseph.
Alvin Joseph. That's correct.
Yeah, you said
No, no need the Just the name of the rider. So who won that?
Alvin.
That's correct.
The baddest Joseph
Yes.
ever.
Charles Mosiah, the crew out of LA. Yes, that's
No
the
one
father
Joseph, no
of Fitzgerald
politician.
Palace Joseph. Rocket, his dad won in
1949.
1949. And Palace came in third in 1988, right? As a matter of fact, Charles Mosiah told me said that the year when Palace win, so we might have 2 setter, the only 2 family we might have father and son win the cross country, because Lindy Gillett and his dad, Linsford Sutherland and Lindy Gillett.
That's number 4.
So I give away.
Wait, maybe no, that's okay.
Oh no! I jumped the gun.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Huh?
We'll keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it.
Because so what you say?
We could change it.
Well, know this prize, yeah. I let the cat out of the bag.
You can make up another one.
I don't know if I have time for my next one. But
They mightn't get it.
so because the last one that for the only one cycle, so one racing cycles go wins because be one of the shoes where our good friend Mr. Al Smith is giving away. I think Rosado won the first shoes. He says I think of size 44. I have to send to Al. But this last question, which I gave away part of.
Name the father and son that won the Holy Saturday cross country race. Plus, how many years later did this took place? So the father and son. So the father won it first, then the son won it second. But how many years in between?
Yeah, and you have to be a racing cyclist and racing shoes were valuable $600 you to get.
You don't hear what son and you put that, but you have to put the father and son them in and 2 names now.
And the years.
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah.
Father and son, how many years in between?
But only, remember folks, it's only for
Cyclists.
it's only for cyclists that are racing, not a man who go there for weekend and go doing no can't win that shoes are racing shoes, racing. Yeah. So, you know, any cyclist. So Lex, you have to tell me the name because we have to deviate. You know who the race right now.
Years apart, right?
Yes, yes. Good night, cuz. Be a Pantry Show. Pick up yourself. By the. I get so excited.
I know. The show is
Yeah.
it's definitely lively.
But next week we should
tonight.
have a stuff up.
Aesthetics.
Yeah.
Yep, new studio. I like the new studio.
Yeah, well, I love it too, but I have to come all the way from the city. But, you know, we are in beautiful village of Barrel Boom.
Yeah, gotta be fair. This young man will go all the way from Boom to go to your house.
Huh?
Gotta be fair there to your man will go.
Yeah, exactly. So I just turn the tides now.
More so, George.
Yeah.
He's got to be there.
A person answer the two things and have things separate. Are you going to give it to him?
All right, so give me the name though, because you have to be a racing cyclist.
The person named.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Well, our winner is Hubert Johnson.
Hubert, my
Paul
boss.
Sutherland and Linda Gillett, 20 years.
No, Paul Sutherland is wrong.
Oh.
Paul Sutherland is wrong. Paul, no, it's not Paul Sutherland. No, it's not Paul Sutherland. So
That is wrong.
that is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not Paul Sutherland.
Correct. Wrong.
So, Brother J, you missed out.
That's not your nickname?
Huh?
I never.
No.
You're-
That Paul Sutherland, Jack Sutherland and Pa. So, Paul Sutherland wrong.
Okay.
You were close. You were close, but
But I gave it away. I said it. I said it.
Yeah.
I said it.
You see, you still stick with it. That hard question.
Yep. You have to be a racing cyclist. The way I have to try to take part in it, when I was there, just want to step out a studio and take part because I want to win one of their shoes.
True.
Linda Sutherland, Linda Gillett, 20 years.
Yes. Who's the?
Well, Daniel is so.
This third hand cyclist is not a racing cyclist, so. So whosoever come up with third hand, we just mentioned you have to be a racing cyclist.
Current,
Yeah.
a current
Racing.
racer.
In Belize too. In Belize.
Carmelito
Dominguez.
He's a cyclist.
He's not racing.
I don't think in the race. You have to be racing in the. I think Mr. Al Smith clearly said it's for the guys who are actually racing. Carmelito Dominguez.
Sylvester was a winner.
Well, yeah, be Steven Sylvester. He's here.
He's an active cyclist.
Yes, Steven
Alright.
Sylvester. Steven Sylvester is
Steven
eligible.
Sylvester. Well, we need
Of
your
course,
size.
I don't make the
Steven
rules, just like how
Who will win last time?
Fernando Rosado.
Okay.
I want to tell on the cyclist, I don't make the rules that who to get the prize, and he said, oh, you have to have people. So I'm sorry if anybody, you know, because the last time the guy from Chicago, Rock Nation, went there, he said, but I race. I said, Rock Nation, you're in Chicago, you have to be in Belize and racing. So Steven Sylvester, so ring a bell for Steven Sylvester.
Thanks to Mr. Al. Thanks to Al Smith out of Conyers, Georgia.
Right, yeah.
And
So, Stephen, you have to go, you send your exact size, but you want it in the European size. So now say 12 size, 12 or whatever, you have to give it about 40,
Yeah.
47 or 48 or whatever you use. Give me the exact size because you have to order these shoes, and when you come to Belize or you get into Belize, I don't know when, but please, Stephen, get in touch with us and give that exact size. Thank you guys for participating in the giveaway. Moving right along, because we started late. We apologize for starting late. We know the first time we come in our new studio here in Barrel Boom. How much more minutes we got? We got 15 more minutes, D. So I think you have the list of the junior riders taking part in this upcoming.
we do. So it's the junior. This would be the junior male and youth.
Yeah, what running?
Cross country.
What running now? This is what running?
And let's see here.
Sponsored by BL.
Correct. Let's see if we have this as far as how many years they've been doing this.
I know one of my friends stopped by the shop today, T-Ron Gillett, and I know that they gave one trophy for Just to talk about this, you give a trophy for this junior cross country, the women cross country, and the big cross country. I think this year it's on the return and at the first entrance. So for the junior cross country, a nice I want to try to get the trophy for now and put it up. He contact me at the shop, and this stuff for the Gillett family, Douglas Jones Street, in memory of Norman and Rashad Gillett. So big up on yourself, the Gillett family, Tyron Road cross country. What year he rode in? And then write it down. Tell me he ride 82 and 83. I think he said, or something like so.
Yep. So I don't have the as far as the how many
the running. Okay.
Yeah, how many years annual this has been going on. But if anyone out there have that information, please let us know. But this race is March 17th, so it's this Sunday, and it's going to be for the male junior and male youth cyclists. In that race, it's going to be a 70-mile race, and in that race we will have. So currently, this is not the completed list, but it's going to be a good reflection of what the final list is going to be. We have 36 starters.
Okay, awesome.
Which is pretty impressive, right? We have a little bit of time, so we can give these guys a little bit of highlight, right? So you have the first team here that's on the list. We'll have from the Cayo District manager, Mrs. Debbie Steen, and it's G Flow Junior Youth Team, which is comprised of Jalen Briseño, Devin Major, and Keith Enright. All those guys been riding pretty solid, right? Jalen, I think, would probably be the favorite there as far as that team is concerned. And I think overall, Devin is a pretty solid up-and-coming rider as well, and so is Keith. So kudos to those guys. Then also from the Cayo District, Valvoline Youth and Junior Squad, being coached by Henry Lewis, and that is comprised of Benito Gutierrez, Tyler Tejeda, Jaheim Lewis, Carmine Smith. Pretty solid team.
Solid team too.
Yep. Tyler has always been up there. Benito is the national road champ junior. And Jaheim is also pretty solid as well. So they've got a good squad. Out of the Belize district, we have the Rolling Shutters cycling team. Represented on their junior squad is Everett Matut Jr., Richie Rosado, Ashrel Belial.
Next three
Solid guys, right? I mean, all these teams have some contenders here because I'm looking from each of these three teams that I listed. We can have podium representation from all these guys, right? I believe last year, Everett was third.
Okay.
Everett was third. So he's definitely probably favored again for a podium position. Then you have Team Cayo, being coached by Carlo Guerra, Jaroy Gladden. That's the son of Smokes Gladden. So I like what Smokes and his family is doing with their kids. Both of them are cyclists, up and coming cyclists, and a lot of support is there from the family. So I just expect bigger and better things from those guys as they progress in the sport, right? Travis Greenidge, it's a pretty talented kid as well. Travis Greenidge, I ride with him sometimes. He's originally from Sand Hill. And then Joseph Lam, another good kid. Joseph Lam is a youth. Out of the Cayo District, Chavaria cycling team, by no stranger to cycling and probably competed in your time, Justin Chavaria Sr. We've got Jabari Valerio, Dennis Alford, Elton Alford, Kyrell Aldana, Khalil Gentle, Emil Maivit, Anthony Sylvester, Micah Eck, who is also Jaden. So Micah, Jaden, Robin Eck, Amid, Johan Choto.
I think the Chota are one of the descendants of one of the
Oh,
Chota.
yeah?
Yep.
Must be like a nephew or something. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so those guys have a big representation. Kudos to Mr. Justin Chavarria Sr., who's always, last 6 years I've been around cycling here in Belize, he's always been a part of cycling. And
Exactly,
trying to
yep.
develop the youth stem. And Baby Chav, Derek, came out of his camp
So-
on this same team, so definitely an opportunity for these guys. He's definitely a role model and shows what hard work can lead to. Then out of Stan Creek, the Griga
Griga
Cycling
Cycling Club.
Team. Yes, Mr. Galindo has been doing a nice job down here.
Yep.
Throwing races for these guys and getting them prepared. A name that you'll definitely hear more and more in cycling,
Tamron
Tamron Morris. He's a very talented kid. James Busano. James Castillo, Will Ronaldo, Victor Williams, Ivan Godoy, Andrew Cruz, Alwin Martin.
Anjay Cruz.
Oh, Anjay. Andrew, Cruz.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
They're going to full name government name.
Gerald Alwin Martinez and Chevon Arzu. And that's the Griga guys. Best of luck to you guys. Kaya District again, a lot of representation from the west.
Whatever
Boys cycling team. Caleb Ortega, Kyle, Carmond, and
Daniel Carmen.
okay, Daniel Kyle. Huh? Okay, so those are the two representation from Whatever Boys. Then
Who that third? Somebody name there?
Cameron Fuller.
Cameron Fuller. Okay, all right.
Okay, he must be no, he's Whatever Boys as well. Okay, they didn't have him listed as a youth or junior. So Caleb Ortega and Daniel Carmon are both youth riders, and Cameron Fuller, not sure of his classification. And we have two foreign riders. Usually it's only Kevin Rojas that comes, who is a very talented junior rider. And
Youth, actually, youth.
Oh, he's youth.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's a junior now.
He's a junior now.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Last year was
junior.
youth,
And he gives the guys every bit as far as being competitive. And then there is a Sebastian de Leon Aurega. He's also Guatemalan. So two Guatemalan in the race for this Sunday. So best of luck to all you guys and to all the teams.
Yep.
What's your prediction?
Just like what you like, I want to say Jalen one of the best chance with his team. Tamron Morris out of Griga. From you have Kevin Rojas, the Guatemalan. For Chavarria, makasih who maybe Chavarria. Chavarria, go by. Chavarria, you have this. You got a little bit too fast.
No.
Oh, wait, no, you got Griga.
All right, yes, sir. Okay.
All right, so the guy ride good pan Chavarria. I mean, most of them I know about this young kid we play the Gentle.
Khalil
Gentle.
yes.
Very
yes,
aggressive.
Yes, yes.
Very aggressive.
Yeah.
Malachi Maivit, then two riders for Chavarria. I love the two riders.
Okay.
They ride. Then they show. Then they're very how call it? They're very competitive.
Top 5, you think? Possible?
They have a chance of winning, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. My prediction would be based on what I see historically.
But I never move on to the team, the Rolling Shutter team. We say Everett
Matut.
Everett Matut, right? Yeah.
Ashril Bilal, right? It's pretty good too. Yeah. I would say my prediction would be Jalen. You have, and this could be in any order. With Jalen, you'd have Tyler. Jalen, Tyler. We have
Oh, you have Jahim Lewis there too.
Yep.
Yep.
Jahim.
I missed the Valvoline team.
Jahim is still
Oh,
youth.
Mr. Valvoline team, yeah. Yes, so for Valvoline, Tyler and Jahim Lewis.
You did Carl Tyler. Mhm.
Oh, I did Carl Tyler? Okay.
So, so you have Jalen, we'd have Benito, Tyler, Tamron. I like Tamron. I like Tamron. Yeah, probably within with those guys. And then obviously Kevin Rojas. I'm not familiar with the other Guatemalans, so I'm not sure about him. And then the youth's going to be tight. That's going to be tight. Devin Major is pretty solid, and Jahim Lewis in the youth, and of course you have some other guys that I'm not too familiar with that probably going to give them a run too from the same Chavarria team and the Griga cycling team. So should be interesting.
They were interesting.
Yeah.
And how much riders Griga had?
So can you guys repeat the date of the junior cycling?
Okay, yeah, the date.
This
date I
Sunday,
can.
May 17th.
17th, and they want to start time though.
So again, so tell me, what are the dates? 17th?
March 17th, and it's from San Ignacio to Belize City. And the time is going to be...
Yes, we got now.
No, I listen to that call. Device is currently inactive. Right now.
What's the start?
Yeah.
Is that the,
What's the start time, Donis? If I'm not mistaken, I think it's...
I apologize for the visual at the moment.
Oh, the camera gone off. The camera gone
Yeah,
off.
still here, you know.
Mm.
is that the,
Yeah, guys, we apologize for the visual. We're back.
We need a new studio, new equipments.
Yeah. So I believe the start time is 9 a.m., but CFB can validate that and confirm, but it's from San Ignacio to Belize City. Total of 70 miles. Quite a race.
And today is all very windy. What about the man set for Sunday? Will this wind drop or will it be like this? I mean, if the guys have the climate condition like today, they're in for some pain and suffering for the tarmac.
Man, it's windy. I rode today a little bit after the race as well, and that breeze, I don't know, joke. It's definitely a. I didn't check the speed, but it was up there. One of the more windy. No team from up north, but we have riders from up north. Benito Gutierrez and Jalen Briseño. Those are Orange Walk guys.
Will anybody be live streaming the race? You're not sure as well?
Yes, the CFB will do it. They asked me to go on a motorcycle with banks, but they are still running through their studio or something. I'm not sure how it works out. We'll see how it works. If there's anything, it's beyond my control. You know, the fans are lobbying for me to be out there. The Cycling Federation have their thing that they want to do. So they want to improve it, but the fans are not happy. The fans, the feedback with the fans, and they say that they enjoy all type of streaming. They understand that the federation wants to improve what Tour de France style, but it's it come at a very high class. We don't have the kind of equipment as yet. People were very upset about the last two that they did to the studios. It's tough for me to do it in the studio, so I mentioned to the president that I will not go back in the studio. They will have to find someone else to commentate. The only way I'll be there if I'm on the highway, and so they're allowing me to go on the highway, but I'm not sure how they run it.
Yeah.
Like I said, that you can actually look in the rider's face. You can see when somebody's attacking. I understand what they are trying to do. Then they say they try to develop a product that they can sell, but like I mentioned to them that this is a very small population who will buy that product. You understand? They want to take it and understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Andrew. Being a rider myself and being in the peloton, here's the thing. I think what they're trying to bring to cycling is a good thing. However, I think they might be underutilizing you. Here's what I would recommend. You see, like how they do the Tour de France and these professional races where they have moto and the camera guy, right? You be that person that's in the race. So whenever there's exciting part of the race, they could go to you on your camera and your feed, and you could, other parts of the race, like maybe if you want, you stay with the break, and maybe the guy is covering the, maybe the other camera is covering the chase group or the peloton, and the person commentating in the studio could maybe focus on that piece. But when they want the live action, the war, what about the excitement that happen, you need to be there because you are seeing. Well, you could commentate, man, so-and-so is dropping back to get service. Something might happen here. You know what I mean? This guy is getting ready to launch something, right? So you bring that excitement there. And I think taking you out of your comfort zone, I mean, that's not helping the broadcast. What do you feel like?
Well, once it's the CFB race, we have to abide by.
Well, I understand.
Yeah, but the fans are heavy on their tail and say, listen to me, we need a joke there. And once it's any club race, any private race, I will be, because the fans said they love me and Mr. Guns, they love the uninterrupted. They don't want to know commercial, wishing you have to pay for commercial. Anyway.
Sure.
But they don't want that interruption. They want to see the excitement from start to finish. And when you have to switch back and forth, it gets kind of a little boring. People talk about, it gets pretty boring. And like I said, it's a vision they have. We'll see how it works. I'm not fighting. I'm just saying that it's not my style. And if I have to go back in the studio, I will just do the club races. But hopefully Sunday should come out good. We'll see what happens.
There must be a compromise. It will be a compromise that keeps you on the motorcycle with your driver and also keeping the excitement of the race, because that's what I want, right? You want the excitement of the race. Without the excitement of the race, it's hard for them to sell it as well, because the viewership going to be down, right? So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
a lot of work to do. But we'll see what happens.
With progress comes a little problem, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, right? And we want to be moving in that direction, where it's a little bit more professional as well. But I think that the two can work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, D will get signed. First time we are here in Barrel Boom. First time in our new studio. Still a lot of work to do, but it was a fun-filled night. I mean, we got a lot of knowledge from Mr. Alan Will. He got very heated at the end, expressing his view, and everybody have their views to express.
Sure.
And he did mention that for us to become, some fans say pro, but I did mention that we not say pro right now in a hurry, because then kids have to bread for their toddlers, and which parents will let out their kids? I mean, cycling is a pretty expensive sport, and like when you say foreigners come in, you could say, okay, well, buy only one Belize in your top 10, alone foreigners, you understand? And so, like Alan was saying, it does affect sponsorship, fan base, things like that. It's said that the cross country have a rich tradition where Belizean wants to see Belizean win. That don't happen outside in a professional, which in those guys get paid now, but people want to see an exciting race. What Palace had said, the race is not exciting if they're lone Belizean too, right? But if they get mismatched, then they have a pull and you go to teeth. When Palace said, what, a lone killers they come. They are massacre and, the fans and lose interest. I mean, last year, you saw the fans then behave after Oscar won the cross country.
Sure.
So we hope that it will be a very competitive race, and it seems that quite a number of foreigners will be in these. So.
Well, I mean, me personally, I believe that, especially with this young crop of cyclists that's coming out, I think that we can be very competitive, right? Very competitive. Oscar showed us that it can be done, right? And we have guys that are competing very, very well against Oscar and even international competition. We have Derek Chavarria, who's racing international quite a bit. We have JION Gonzalez, and he's getting top 10 finishes. With the same guys that are coming down here, and we are saying that are much better than us. So
Carlton Robinson too.
Carlton, correct. So I think again, right, everything is a balance. It's a balance. So if you find that right balance, it could be something exciting. Maybe this year a foreigner win, but a Belizean might be second or third, right? And a podium is maybe a foreigner win. And maybe next year, the Belizean win. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. It doesn't have to be, as long as our guys are competing and being competitive, right? And up there. So you don't want to just have all foreigners in the top 10,
Yeah.
right? You want Belizeans to be on the podium, whether it's first, second, or third. And I think with the vetting process they have in place and what Alan described to us tonight, I think it gives the Belizeans a very competing chance. That's my opinion.
Well, dear, I give you your final words.
Yep. Well, I just want to say thanks again. This is going to be my consistent messaging. Whenever I'm a part of this show, it's all about family. Your two fine sons here always supporting you and their entire family always supporting the show, and it has been nothing but positivity. And when I was asked, when you gave me a call last week and told me what the situation was and that you were looking for help and if I was willing to come on board, my response to you was I was honored, right? I was very honored that you felt that I could sit in this
Hot seat.
right? This is not an easy place to sit, and thanks for your confidence in what you believe that I could bring to your show. You have put in tremendous amount of work, Andrew, and you are well loved by a lot of cycling fans out there, and you have brought a dynamic to cycling that has never been seen before in Belize, right? When I was living international, I used to have to ask, why we gone on Belize? Why have we just gone? That is history, and that is just recent history, right? No. People are tuning in, and some people will tell. There might be a race that I wouldn't participate in. I didn't watch. I'd be like, oh, so who won the race? So I'm asking one of your viewers, who is international, who won the race here in Belize? I mean, that's exciting, and again, kudos to you. I mean, much respect to you. We can't forget guys like Eddie Osha, who has put in a lot of work. I've always mentioned, we don't want to forget him at all. He's been a trailblazer as well, but. You have done so much work to create what you've created, and I am humbled that you have asked me to come on board with you guys. That I am now a part of something that you have built, that you felt confident enough in my abilities and what I bring to the table to join the team here. And I just want to say, thanks for the warm welcome. Thank you very much for the opportunity. My commitment to life in general is about being positive. It's about being loved. Right, so my perspective would always be about love, about being positive, about caring for human beings, and my interest is for people to succeed. So whatever I can do to help people succeed and forward their whatever their journey is, as long as it's positive, that's the mission I'm on, and I see that in yourself, Andrew. I see that in Lex, and I see that in George. And I am honored to be a part of this team, and I look forward. I'm excited about next Thursday already.
All right, that's good.
Thank you very much.
Yes. It's always a pleasure having you. I mean, we want to see the sport continue to grow. Like I said, this morning I get up late, but joined Mr. Gunn's race, and I enjoyed. So I want to big up my brother, Mr. Gunn's, helping. Building the sport. A lot of riders that have moved up to elite level came from his club, and so I even watch him and I admire him. He just get into it, but I admire him because every Thursday religiously rain, shine, the man go there, and he complained the beating it because we know what the beating it take, right, to bring live action into people living room now. But like I said, cycling is a sport we love. We go the extra mile. It put me in all kind of trouble. It put me in a jail, all kind of thing. But I will continue to do my best to move it forward. I'm no perfect human being. I always tell people I'm not a perfect guy. I make mistakes, and I apologize again. Whatever mistakes I make, and I'll move on, continue, and keep cycling alive. With that said, I want to thank each and all the fans. Want to thank all the people who gave prizes, who won prizes. Big up Mr. Kevin Logan, Bobby Bobby Sutherland, yourself, providing food, so we have enough food for eat thee.
Excellent.
And all the people who were BL who sponsor this junior cross country and youth female cross country coming up this weekend. And thanks to my entire family for supporting me. With that said, peace out, we are blessed.
As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, racing through the streets and through the hills. As the wheels turn, every Thursday night we pedaling. As the wheels turn, streaming live we turn.